Once celebrated as one of the richest and most influential figures in music, Sean Diddy Combs now finds himself behind bars, stripped of nearly everything. How did a man who once held the key to New York City end up in a prison jumpsuit, losing over $700 million in process? His circle is collapsing. His empire is fading. And now, even in prison, Diddy's name is making headlines again. But what really caused his sudden downfall? Is it karma, coincidence, or a long-planned takedown?
Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatened to say this. Release the footage, right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology. While his lawyers accuse the government of leaking the tape, it was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again, January deal. March is raiding his house, Miami and LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN, even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here. So whatever I'm reading here is not necessarily 100%. It is there. It is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious flash drive. Amazon removed the book a month later in October.
What's eerie is that Diddy seemed to predict this moment decades ago. In an old 1999 interview, he said something chilling, that they wouldn't like his success in one day. They'd try to take it all away. At that time, he was unstoppable, producing hits, throwing legendary parties, and living the dream. So, how could he have known what was coming?
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time. You know, whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizons, people get intimidated. There's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it. It ain't nothing but break it down racial barriers, break it down generation barriers, people from all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z, Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. You know, it's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together.
Industry insiders whisper that Diddy's success brought him close to powerful figures. People often described as the gatekeepers of entertainment. But when he allegedly refused to follow their rules, things began to change fast. Not long before his arrest, Mayor Eric Adams publicly honored Diddy with the key to the city of New York in September 2023, a massive moment for his career. Ironically, it was one of his last public celebrations before everything crumbled.
He already has the keys to some pretty exclusive places, and now Sean Diddy Combs can add New York City to that list. It's Diddy Day in the city. Videos have been playing on the Jumbotron for TSX Broadway, and the crowd waited. Then around 11:30, the doors opened for the mayor and the artist.
The bad boy of entertainment is getting the key to the city from the bad boy of politics.
I want to thank y'all for this honor and just recognizing me being from New York, giving me the key to the city. Diddy finally has the key to the city.
Today's event coincides with the release of his new album, The Love Album, Off the Grid.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire.
Less than 6 months later, Diddy's mansions were raided by federal agents. Even more shocking, that same year, Mayor Adams himself faced corruption charges. It looked like everyone connected to Diddy was being pulled down one by one. Was it just bad luck, or something deeper happened behind the scenes?
Tonight, Sean Diddy Combs returned his honorary key to the city at the request of Mayor Eric Adams. The Harlem native was awarded the key last September, but returned it on June 10th.
Big breaking news tonight. For the first time in the history of New York City, a sitting mayor has been indicted for crimes. ABC News reporting that Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We do not know yet the exact charges. Federal authorities have been investigating Adams and members of his staff, issuing subpoenas for documents and cell phones. Several members of administration have resigned, some of them also friends of Mayor Adams. Again, Eric Adams, the 110th mayor of New York, has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We'll have the latest online and tonight on Eyewitness News at 11.
Some believe Diddy is being made an example of. Legendary rapper Ice Cube even commented that none of this surprised him, claiming powerful forces can flip anyone's life overnight. To him, it's clear someone with serious influence wanted Diddy taken out of the game.
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you're like, you have no idea? It's none of my business. You'll live longer. Kind of like the mindset.
Surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? You know, hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
Ice Cube has long spoken about the Gatekeepers, mysterious power players who decide who rises and who falls in Hollywood. He never named names, but his warning was clear. You know who you are. When that clip hit TikTok, fans went wild with theories about who he could have met and whether Diddy was one of their latest.
Yo, what's cracking? You know what it is. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing. So ever since I put out the contract with Black America, they've been fucking with me. Here and there, this and that. But it's cool,
Former rapper Lord Jamar took it even further, claiming Hollywood is run by an invisible network of executives who protect each other's secrets. He described it as a mafia of influence, where even Diddy, once on their own, was never really in control. If true, it means someone much bigger might have been pulling the strings all along.
You got to trademark that. But do you believe hip-hop got a gay mafia?
Yes. Do I believe there's people behind the scenes that are homosexuals that are pushing buttons? Yes. And that they want you to be down with their in order to push the button for you? Absolutely. And this is part of it. You just saw one of the gay mafia members. That's who he is. That's who Puffy is. He's one of the members of the mob. He's a mafia member. But he might not be Don Carl. He's not the godfather. You see? He's not the godfather. He's one of the heads of the families. You see? We have different families in this game. We got Bad Boy. We got fucking what do we have? Death Row over here. We have the different We got fucking Arista Records and LaFace. These are the fucking families in the mafia. You dig? Those record companies are like families.
According to Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal, the man the world sees today wasn't always this way. He claims the fame, the endless parties, and the people around him change him completely. What started as ambition slowly turned into obsession, and that obsession may have led to his downfall. Whether Diddy is a victim of his own success or the system that built him, one thing's clear. The empire he once ruled may never rise again.